Hey friends, it's Jessica here from Just Give Me Jesus, and I wanted to share a junk journaling spread with you. And this spread I did for a memory verse that I'm working on for a Bible study I'm doing. It's actually the memory verse for the Romans Bible study that will be available in August. I was provided the opportunity to have an advanced reader's copy of it, and it is phenomenal. I highly recommend it, by Melissa Spoelstra. Not sure I'm pronouncing that right, but we're going to go with it. And so I'm just using some paper bits that I had. The yellow was a floral given to me in some Happy Mail, and the little lined strips are left over from a journal that I was making. And that is actually a Bible verse that I typed out on avocado dyed paper, and I only made 2 mistakes on a vintage typewriter with that long verse, and I was really proud of myself. And I'm going to fix those mistakes too. I'm also adding some vintage wallpaper I got from Boston Bag Lady, which adds such a neat dimension to your journals. It did not end up working on this page, but I really like it. And on the side, I'm adding some different elements. I've got like the torn part of a sheet that was dyed with avocados, that little strip that would go on the coils. Then I'm adding some little vintage trim. I got those at a thrift store in a big bag. I took them home and washed them and wrapped them around some cardboard. That little doily also came from the thrift store. I found it in the bottom of a bin, a little stack of them, and was able to get those. And I'm just playing around with different elements, trying to make it flow and be visually appealing. So I'm just working with random bits from around my desk. And I know I want that doily to go there, so I'll go ahead and glue that down. It's just not working. I was determined for that butterfly to be on there, but he didn't work. So I'm still playing with some random bits and pieces and tags, tickets, kind of my old faithfuls. I'm just not happy. So I've got to change some things up. And so I picked some pieces of paper from a little scrap box that I have. I'm still trying to make it work right here. But what I'm going to do is pick some pieces of paper from a scrap box that I have and start laying it around, because I realize that yellow is just too powerful on this page. It really detracts from the purpose of it, which is the Bible verse. So I found some deli paper that was crinkled, and I really like the look and texture of that. So I glue that down on top of these other elements. And I really like it because you can still see them. They're not as bright, they're muted, but I love that about it. It's just got a lot of layering, and I really like the way that looks. So I'm crinkling up another piece of deli paper and going to put it kind of over that yellow in that corner to tone it down a little bit. I'm tearing around that doily. And now I'm really liking the way this is working. So I start working with some other little pieces, some vintage tickets, a little vintage receipt, and then I had this butterfly that I had made out of an old hymn page. And so I think that that's going to work a lot better than that blue butterfly that I had. And so I glue these little pieces down, and I use my favorite glue stick, which is a Scotch brand permanent glue stick. My friend Liz turned me on to those, and I just cannot be without them. I thought I had lost one the other night, and I was almost sick about it because I didn't think I had another one. So I'm adding a little ink from Distress Oxide and Vintage Photo and Worn Lipstick to the butterfly, just to give him a little color and make him stand out a little more from the page. And then I add him in that little upper corner with the collage, which has tickets and a vintage receipt and a piece of my grade book that was empty. It just really worked well there. I love the lines in a grade book, so I use that. And I'm fixing those little parts I messed up with just little bitty pieces of the avocado dyed paper. And I glued them down over the mistakes. And I added just a little tiny little tool you can't even really see it in the video, but under the butterfly. And he did not want to stick down after that, so I ended up using a mini stapler and stapling him. But that bottom right-hand corner is just still bugging me. So I took just a scrap of the little hem paper, and I'm going to use the same colors in the Distress Oxide that I did on the butterfly to try and tie him in with the collage in the upper left-hand corner. And so I just stick him right down there. And then, I just never know when to stop. I decide to add some washi. And this is MT washi, and it's gorgeous. So I add it in the corners. And then, what you don't see here is I take it off, because I was not happy with it. But I don't think I did that on the video. I can't remember. And this is a charcoal stick that I'm just going around that little Bible verse to add some depth and dimension there. And that is my page. I appreciate you watching so much. Thank you. Please like and subscribe.